Hi guys and welcome back to another Semprinter TV video. In today's video, myself and Michael Findlay are going to react to Inter's 2-1 defeat to Bologna. Be sure to let us know down in the comments below what you thought of the match.
Hey, Cammy, yeah. I think we're all feeling the same emotions really after that result. First half looked promising. We dominated up until about the 70th minute. Lukaku scored. Well, I mean, Lautaro was probably a bit unlucky hitting the post, but Lukaku was in the right position and he tucked it away. Exactly what you want, and that's his 20th Serie A goal in his first year. So I can't really complain. Other than that, we should have done a bit better in the second half, particularly. I felt that we didn't really capitalise on any of the chances. The decision to let Lautaro take the penalty, which I know you're going to cover, shouldn't have happened. And I'm just a bit disappointed, really. And we should, these are the type of games that we used to struggle with before. And we were thinking that all this was over with. We're going to win these games. We're going to challenge for the Scudetto. It's not really happened. And yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. I feel the substitutions, it seems to be a bit of a trademark for Conte this year, and he always leaves them so late, especially now we've got 5. Ashley Young should have been brought off earlier. I feel Sanchez should have been introduced earlier as well. And other than that, I mean, I was actually surprised to see Esposito have a chance, considering he never got a chance against Brescia, but now he introduces him when we're a man down, and, well, not a man down, but our formation isn't exactly perfect, and we're a goal down. So yeah, it's all a bit strange, and I don't really get the thinking behind it. I don't get the reasoning behind the decisions he makes sometimes. Other than that, I feel like we've probably lost our chances, especially since Lazio got beat from Milan. That we could have made up some ground on them and pushed for second at least, just for bragging rights, really. But yeah, it's not looking likely. Other than that, it's just another day at the office. You win some, you lose some. It is what it is at football. But yeah, we'll just have to keep going on. Hopefully, next week will be a bit better.
Some really good points raised there, Michael. I mean, personally, I felt that this was certainly a game of two halves. The first half, we were the side fully in control. We absolutely dominated Bologna, who done little in the way of attacking, barring the kind of one or two chances that they did have. We were by far the better team and deservedly took the lead through Romelu Lukaku, who was good to react. Ashley Young, good cross. Lautaro headed and it went off the post, but rather than just kind of bank on it going in, Lautaro wasn't resting or taking any chances and pounced and proper poachers go and poked it home. And I mean, I think come the half-time interval, we could certainly be really happy. There weren't many really things that we could be that upset about. Maybe Alessandro Bastone's performance, he wasn't quite as great as we've seen throughout the season. But other than that, I was happy enough with that first half. The second half, though, was... Where do we start? It was nothing like the first half. We had multiple chances, should have killed the game off, and in typical Inter fashion, we failed to do so. There's just... What can you really say? Every week this happens almost, and we just seem to have this mental hurdle that we are unable to get over. All these players are coming in, we're spending big bucks, bringing in, like, so Lukaku, Eriksen, but the parts that Inter, mental hurdle, the bottle jobbing, just everything just seems to stay, no matter what happens. Antonio Conte coming in was seemingly going to change this, but it just hasn't, and we're still a team who just can't see games out, and once again we bottled it. And I think this just goes to show that we are still a long way away from being able to challenge for the title. As I said, many chances that we really should have capitalised on, and I mean, complete dominance up until about the 70th minute, even though we didn't manage to score any more goals. But then Bologna pulled one back, and then they then got their second goal soon after Alessandro Bastone was sent off. And I mean, what a disaster this was. I mean, I'm really kind of at a loss for words trying to describe how poor this was and how disappointing it was. But to say I'm surprised, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I was surprised given the amount of times this has happened lately. And I mean, I think this really was a game that we should have won, and given the way we absolutely pumped Brescia the other day, we should have done pretty much the same against Bologna, but it wasn't to be. Now we've got to pull our socks up and get ourselves ready for the next match. Moving on then, what was the top for the week, Michael?
As you can imagine, it's quite hard for me to pick a top this week, especially after the way we just played there. But after thinking about it, I've decided to go with Samir Handanovic, and I feel he made some really important saves for us against Orsolini in the first half. That one-on-one chance was a really fantastic save. And there was a couple more in the second as well. So, I mean, if it wasn't for Handanovic, we could have ended up a lot worse, to be honest. I know that, any top side needs a keeper who makes those sort of saves. Those are his bread and butter. But, I mean, for a team who apparently prides itself on defensive solidity, half of those chances shouldn't be getting through. And there was at one point in the game when the camera actually zoomed in on Handanovic and he's standing there shaking his head like, what the hell is going on? And I totally feel for him. It's not great having a leaky defence and then having it all up to you to try and save the day. And the 2 goals that Bologna scored, couldn't really do anything about. They were both fantastic goals. So I felt that, other than that, he had a really good game. He was our best player. So, it's not really hard. But, he did what he needed to do. He tried his best to keep us in the match. And that's all you can ask for, really, especially as our captain as well. So, that's my top for the week. Hopefully, we'll have more of a selection next time.
Yeah, it certainly was really hard to pick a top, and I think I'd agree with you in saying that Handanovic was probably the highlight of the match for me. As for the flop, I think the flop, there could have been multiple, but the one I'm going to choose is the way the penalty was handled. Romelu Lukaku, our typical penalty taker, rather than taking it, handed the ball off to teammate Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro is in a very poor run of form at the moment, and whilst I can understand that he was handed the penalty to try and get back on the score sheet and kind of raise his confidence levels, I think the fact that he then missed the penalty is only going to make his kind of confidence even less. And I think had we been a few more goals up, certainly giving Lautaro the penalty was the right idea, but I don't think we should have had the penalty taken by anyone other than Lukaku, who is in fine form, and I think he would have certainly been up for scoring, given he would have matched his personal best for goals in a season had he scored it. So certainly the flop for me was the way the penalty was handled, because I think if that had went in, we would have been looking at a completely different game.